I guess it's something to do with the clock. So he's on his way right now. I told him don't run any red lights. He said he may do it just to be here on time. But yeah, I've got his phone number in case you want to go to him via phone. Otherwise, he's on the way to join everybody here in the party. All right.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, Dasia's holding down the fort here very nicely. Dasia, you're the education reporter for City View here in Fayetteville?
I am.
And how's it been going for you, learning all? Because there's a lot of stuff going on in the school system here.
Oh, man. You're absolutely right about that. They are certainly keeping me busy. There are a plethora of stories and issues to cover in Cumberland County School District. But yeah, to answer your question, being in an education reporter position for the first time, I'm really starting to see and understand just how issues affecting local school districts affect everyone, even people who aren't even directly tied to education.
If you don't have a kid.
Exactly, right? It affects your tax dollars, right? It affects the development of a city, especially considering like a lot of my work definitely focuses on district policy decisions, how those decisions affect students directly, and teachers and families across the county. So, yeah, it's definitely been impactful, and I think I'm doing some really cool work.
You guys normally send me a list of different things that you're working on, and that's the whole premise from which we invite City View in here to talk about some of the reporting that you've done. What stories really stick out to you?
Oh, yeah, man. Where do I even start with that? Well, I'd say one of the biggest things that I'm covering right now is just this overarching, really drawn-out discussion about school consolidation and school closures. And as you can imagine, that's been quite an uproar with not only, parents and teachers, but students as well. They're speaking out about possibly the idea of, having their school be closed or even consolidated into another school.
Well, let me say this about that, because it really is nothing new. Anytime you have students that are going to be switched from one school to another, parents can be in an uproar because many times people might buy a home specifically to make sure their student or their child attends a school in that particular area. And there's the I guess the basis of the argument and the complaint from folks. I'm here, I wanted my kid to go here, and now they're not. Are you finding that to be the dialogue that you're having with parents or folks as you write these stories?
Oh, absolutely. And to be honest, it's incredibly overwhelming just to see how much this is even affecting even smaller communities. So as you probably know, Spring Lake is really small, right? And they actually only have about 2 elementary schools currently. And so one of their schools is actually in the statutory review process by the state of possibly being closed. And I was actually at a rally that I covered about 2 weeks ago, and a few parents and a few students and teachers showed up to the town hall located in Spring Lake, and they were essentially saying, they don't seem to care about what's going on in Spring Lake because it's so small. And because new development and new apartments are coming, it's like, where are the kids going to go? At least, don't they know that at least one kid or at least 2 kids is going to be moving into the area? Like, they need a school to go to. And so the fact that one of their schools could be getting closed, it definitely puts them in a tough spot to either commute further, outside of the city limits, or try to fit all those kids into that one school that would be left. So,
and Spring Lake is kind of a bedroom community, as we know, to Fort Bragg, and they have the new highway that's kind of divided the town a little bit. I mean, there's all type of stuff going on in Spring Lake. Look, Dasia Williams is with City View here in Fayetteville. We appreciate you coming in. We're going to hold you over here for a second. We're going to take a moment right now to take a break with Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
While some will see some patchy fog this morning, we will otherwise be mainly sunny with a high of 80. Overnight will be mostly clear with a low of 56, and Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 84. If we hit 84, that would tie the high temperature record for the day. And that means it's another warm start to the week, highs staying in the 80s, but a strong cold front arrives Thursday, bringing the chance for rain and cooler temperatures to end the week. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much. Right now, we've got 65 degrees in Olivia, Fayetteville, and also in Shannon. You're listening to News Talk 640. We're WFNC.
Fayetteville's first radio station, and still first in serving our community. News Talk 640 WFNC. Stream on iHeart anytime, anywhere. Just search WFNC.
Attention all golfers. On March 20th, Cypress Lakes hosts a golf tournament benefiting second grader Aiden Alfaro, who began as a stubborn ear infection led to a leukemia diagnosis, but Aiden continues to fight with incredible strength and positivity. Registration starts at 9 a.m. with a 9:30 shotgun start. Enjoy great prizes, delicious food, and fellowship as we support Aiden and his family. March 20th at Cypress Lakes Golf Course. Make sure you register today.
Is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AUTO for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AUTO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AUTO for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays. On WFNZ, News Talk 640 AM and now at 103.5 HD2. Your information crossroads, WFNZ.
All right, let's get right into it. Now we have everybody present and accounted for. Paul, how are you, sir?
I'm all right. Sorry, I'm running a little behind.
I'm going to put that light on you anyway.
All right, a little bit of insomnia, but we're here now.
Well, you know, you saw me. I just adjusted the clock in here.
Yeah,
because nobody pulled it forward, and
well,
so
who would have been here to pull it forward?
Aha!
The clock man, whoever he is. The only one here on time was Dasia this morning. Even Kenny and I were just doing our thing. In any event, she's been holding.
Dasia's a go-getter.
Dasia's been holding down the fort here. So Paul Woolverton and Dasia Williams, both members of Fayetteville City View. You guys cover a lot of stuff here. You sent me the list of some things. Mm-hmm. She was talking about some of the educational stuff that she was covering, that whole consolidation thing that's going on. Paul, what do you have on tap?
I think one of the bigger stories that affect the pocketbook is that the county, they do the appraisals of your property. It's been once every 8 years to decide how much tax to charge on your property. And they have to do the reappraisals every 8 years because property values go up and sometimes they go down. And so they want to make sure that your property is, let's just say, accurately taxed. And we had the appraisals came out a year ago, and people's properties went up like, on an average across the whole county, like 65%, and it was even steeper for residential property. It was like 100 and I lost it in my schedule, my little list here, but it went up a lot more for residential properties. Yes, it was 86% increase in residential property values last year versus 8 years prior. So to ease everybody into the pain, they decided the county commissioners voted to start doing the revaluations more frequently. So the next one, normally it would have been 8 years from last year, which would have been 2033 would have been the next one. And the previous one, of course, was 2017. Now they're going to do it in 2031, which is 5 years from now, 6 years from last year, and then they might even go as frequently as once every 4 years. And the state requires the local jurisdictions to do it once every 8 years at a minimum. So if they do it once every 4 years or 6 years, your property will go up, but maybe perhaps not as much as it would have gone up if they'd waited 2 more years beyond that. And so, I guess they'll ease you into the pain so it's less sharp when it finally hits, but you're still going to give you more pain sooner.
Well,
I guess.
the big thing, and we've had Marshall Faircloth in here, who's a county commissioner, also CPA, and even Kirk Deviere, and they always talk about revenue neutral. And so I think that's the key in what this is supposed to be. But
no, it's not. It's not required to be revenue neutral. They are required to announce the revenue neutral tax rate. And the county commissioners then actually set a tax rate this past year. I think it's 47 cents now per 100. That was lower than the revenue neutral rate. Now, the city council did a little bit higher than revenue neutral for the city of Fayetteville.
Right. So, and if you live in the city, you're paying both taxes. Me, I live in the county, I pay one, and I'm happy for that. Even though I'm trying to get the mayor to annex Vander so I can run for mayor.
Well,
you
could just petition for your own house.
Yeah, no. All right, so that's your story. Dasia, back to you. Give me another one of your stories that you've been really digging into.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I definitely would say one of the more emotional sides of my coverage has definitely been around this overarching conversation about ending year-round schools, which to give you a little bit of context, there are a little over 80 schools in Cumberland County schools. Currently, only about 4 of those are actively year-round. And so one of the most ones that are driving a lot of emotional force into this whole conversation about ending it is E.E. Miller Elementary. Actually, another 2 weeks ago, I covered another town hall about teachers and students and parents essentially rallying against the idea of switching from year-round to traditional. And I'd say it's important because, to give you a little bit more context, year-round schools is when students still attend for the 180 days of school, but instead of one long summer break, the calendar includes shorter breaks throughout the year and several track-out periods. And essentially, why parents love that and why Cumberland County schools certainly prize themselves on being a choice school is because, well, it's a choice about where you decide to send your child, right? And most parents do choose year-round options because it reduces summer learning loss. Breaks are more even, and so parents have time to, actually go on vacation throughout the year.
Well, and teachers too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But Daisy, again, this is another one of these things. Anytime you're talking about schools, you're dealing with the emotion of the story. And it will, I don't care if you're consolidating a school, you're building a new school, or whatever it might be, it always centers around the emotion of what the impact will have. Mm-hmm. And so if you change someone's vacation time or whatever it might be, and so now we've got to make an adjustment. So how are we going to do it? The sky is falling. And is that what you're seeing in your reporting in terms of the emotion of parents also? Oh,
absolutely. One of the biggest driving factors around this whole conversation is the idea of where am I going to send my child should they have to switch to traditional school, right? And I believe that's why the district has been so divided on this. So to be specific, their vote was a split 5-4 vote. So half of the board is like, no, we're a choice school. We need to continue to offer this as a choice for parents who literally don't have any other option. And then the other side, it's like, okay, well, nationally, and more specifically in context of North Carolina, year-round schools are no longer becoming popular. We see so many more traditional schools. And so I think with that being said, it's targeting a specific version of this community of people who want to only send their children at a year-round school, which is fair.
Have they said whether it costs more or less or about the same to run a year-round school versus a traditional calendar?
That's a great question. Actually, my recent reporting, it actually doesn't affect much of what their budget is proposing, especially going into the 2027 to 2028 school year. which is a nice transition.
Well, you know,
they're sorry, go
no,
ahead.
well, I was just going to drive home the point because we're running out of time.
Sure.
Is the fact that because we're running out of time, when you have a publication like City View, you can get 8 columns, you can get in-depth reporting about these stories, and that's the neat thing about the print media that you can. I mean, I get a minute 30 on TV to tell a story. Here, of course, we have a little bit longer format as well. But if you want to know more about Dasia's stories, go to City View. You can check them out. But, Paul, we're going to give you a chance to give the spiel about that, but not yet, because I want you to have another opportunity to talk about a story that you've done as well.
Well, of course, we had elections this month, and, everyone was focused on the Board of County Commissioners primary. And, of course, one of those elections actually decided the results in November because only Democrats ran. The Republicans didn't put up anybody, neither the Libertarians or the Green Party. And we also focused a lot on the sheriff's race. I did a little wrap-up of the other elections. So, we've got in District 45 for the North Carolina House of Representatives, Frances Jackson beat her challenger, Derek Covington, for that seat. And that decided the November election because no Republicans are running. It's just so Frances is going to take office again unless something very unusual happens. Senate District 21, Tom McGinnis, he beat a challenger, Ray Daley. This is State Senate District 21. And Paul Taylor is running for that district. He's as a Democrat in November, so Tom McGinnis will face Paul Taylor, although that is a very heavily Republican district, so Paul Taylor will have a very hard time defeating Senator McGinnis. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be a challenge.
Your take on the sheriff's race there, because you had the incumbent lose. I mean, it was a landslide.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, it was.
Your take on that?
I'd say I'm not surprised. It's you had the former sheriff came out. It's interesting, the former sheriff, Ennis Wright, initially picked Jonathan Morgan to be the sheriff last summer when Ennis Wright retired, but then he changed his mind at some point. I don't know if he's ever specifically really explained exactly why he did that.
He explained it to me. I know him, but he explains to me off the record.
Well, you need to get him on the record.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he changed his mind, and I think it was a powerful. That carries a lot of weight. And so he picked Troy McDuffie. Troy McDuffie won the Democratic primary, and again, we're a heavily Democratic community. Although LaRue Wyndham, the Republican, is going to face Troy in November.
Yeah, but he's run like 4 times.
He's run several times.
Yeah.
Yes. That doesn't necessarily negate him, but it is a heavily Democratic county. That's kind of the bigger issue. So it's probable that Troy McDuffie will be our next sheriff.
All right. Well, look, Paul, it's always a pleasure to have you guys come in here late or not, insomnia or not, clocks working or not.
Yeah.
No, it is. I really look forward to our conversations because we have great conversations, not only about this, but also about sweet tea and the different theaters that you're involved with. You're a thespian and a good one, too.
Well, thank you.
You guys do great work, so we'll get a chance to talk about some of that again as well. Give you a spiel on how they can see.
Yes, all of our stories are published at cityviewNC.com. That's cityviewNC.com. It's a free local news website. We don't charge for that. And if you'd like to get the news in your email box every morning, we have a newsletter that also is free. Go to cityviewNC.com, and there's a button there to subscribe to the newsletter. Just put your email address in, and you'll be good to go.
All right. Well, Dasia, this is your first time out here. You done good.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're just very conversational in your presentation, and you're doing some good reporting. So we appreciate you having you in our community. Welcome to Fayetteville.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. Let's check out local weather with CBS 17. Rachel Dunsey.
While some will see some patchy fog this morning, we will otherwise be mainly sunny with a high of 80. Overnight will be mostly clear with a low of 56, and Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 84. If we hit 84, that would tie the high temperature record for the day. And that means it's another warm start to the week, highs staying in the 80s, but a strong cold front arrives Thursday, bringing the chance for rain and cooler temperatures to end the week. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsey.
All right, Rachel, 64. That's what we have this morning. 64, Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, and also in Spout Springs. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.